Hello all, thank you for joining back. So in this tutorial we'll talk about the EBS. EBS is exactly not a service, okay? It is a storage type which we attach to any kind of server. So whenever you build any server, right? A server means any machines, right? Which is running a OS, Windows OS, Linux OS, right? You attach some kind of storage where you install your operating systems, right? So that storage Amazon developed and they called it a EBS, Elastic Block Storage. So other kind of storage that we discussed in the previous class was S3, right? Simple storage services where you can add any kind of data inside that and keep it in the cloud. So that was a object based storage. So EBS is a block based storage first of all. So that is the difference you need to keep in mind. One is the object level storage, which is S3, and block level storage is a EBS. Okay, and EBS, it is used for EC2 machine, for example, right? So EC2 is, we have not read it yet, we'll go through EC2 in the next lecture. Okay, no need to worry about that. So EC2 is an elastic compute cloud. You consider it right now as a server. Any machine which is running operating system is called a EC2 for now. Okay, so machine if running, they need a hard disk, right? Any laptop that you run at home, right, or a PC which you run at home, you attach a hard disk, right, for 500 GB hard disk or something like that, where you install your operating system in C drive and all, right? So same thing, that hard disk that is attached to any server, they build a EBS, Elastic Block Storage. It's a block level storage which we attach to any kind of server. You keep it very simple like that, and you attach it to the instance. Instance is also same as a server, so we call it a EC2 instances, right? So you can attach this EBS to the server, because if you keep the EBS away from a server, right, there's no use. If you take out the hard disk from your laptop, right, what you will do? Nothing. You have to attach it to somewhere to make it use, right? So you attach it to the laptop processors, which has a processor, memory, things like that, which can leverage it and utilize it by installing operating system like that. So similarly, EBS is a storage which you attach it to the some kind of servers, right? And Amazon EBS, you pay only for what you use. So basically it is same like what you use and what that amount you pay. So if you buy a EBS storage of 500 GB, right, you will pay for that only, things like that. And then EBS features. So we can create the EBS in a specific availability zone. See, Amazon concept is very clear. They, whenever they build anything, you have to choose which region you are building, right? Which we discussed about regions in the initial lectures, right? And inside the regions, multiple availability zone, right? So you, whenever you create anything, you need to choose which region you are building it up, right? Which availability zone you are building it up, so that the assets which you are creating will be tagged in that zone and region. For example, you are residing in India, you may choose Mumbai regions, and in that there are multiple availability zone. You can choose any of your availability zone based on your residency setup, right? Similarly, if someone is in the US region, they can use US region, right? Not Virginia regions or some other regions. So based on the server or the company where they are locating, they can choose the regions. So EBS also, you can create a EBS in a particular AZ, right? And it can be attached to any instances which are at the part of the same AZ, right? Same things like that. And you can create a snapshot. Now you will tell, if I created a EBS today in a particular AZ and now I need to move it to some other regions, right? That is possible. You can create a snapshot of EBS to another region. A snapshot, if you are not familiar with the terms, snapshot is basically a copy of your entire hard disk image, right? So whatever your EBS volume contain, it will make a copy of that same, and you can then move that copy to one region to another, and you can attach to some new machine, right? You want to build a clone of one of your server, right, which contains some hard disk data or something like that, right, information. So you can create a EBS clone, which is a snapshot, and then you can move it to the some other regions. So that's the feature you can leverage. So this is your snapshot. And users for the boot volume. So you use it basically for the boot volume. So we use it for the boot volume and small and medium sized databases also. If you want to create any database, you can use this, the EBS I'm talking about, and use for your development, means production environment as well as test environment. So you can use this EBS volume. EBS volume types. So EBS volume there type are different types. Is one of them volume. Is SSD backend volume. They are okay. SSD so basically SSD is what okay. Nowadays whenever what? You went to SSD the market, right, you buy a new laptop. Is simple. All, right? There are multiple type of hard disks. Okay. And so if you go to the features SSD, of them, it is RAM and you check for Core IO, Intel i5, i7, and you check for the hard disk, right? So they will show you it is a HDD or SSD. Right, so SSD is the same SSD here also, solid state drive. Okay, so solid state drive based volume, which they also offer, right, and they use for the read write operations with the small IO. So you can use this. Okay, and so we'll talk about the EBS volume type general purpose SSD category. So basically, whenever you choose what kind of hard disk, these options will be come to you in the portal, which I'll show you later after this theory. Okay, so general purpose SSD type and the provisional IOPS SSD. So if particular hard disk require more IOPS is input output speeds kind of, right? So some hard disks require more read write operations, so that kind of performance we require provisioned IOPS, okay, SSD based, or otherwise now for regular use you can go for a general purpose SSD. So these are the two SSD type, and next one is HDD, which is our legacy based hard disk drive, right, HDD. So whenever older laptop nowadays also it comes the big hard disk, something like this, yeah, it is integrated in your laptop. So that is the hard disk drive backed volume. So that is also it is available, and it is again different flavor. One is throughput optimized SSD and cold SSD. Okay, so I'll further give you what exactly it is used. EBS, if you go for general purpose SSD GP2, it used for the system boot volume. So basically I told you, right, SSD EBS volume you can attach to the server for installing your operating system, right? So you can install your boot volume. Boot volume is where your system launches, right? Install your operating system, Windows, Linux, and development and test environment you can use it. And provision IOPS SSD, again there are two types, IO1, IO2, based on the speed you require. Critical business application which require performance more than 60,000 IOPS per second. Okay. Throughput optimized HDD drive, hard disk drive, what are used for? Low cost, because you save the cost. Obviously the moment you switch from SSD to HDD, the one thing that you keep in mind is you are saving money, because it's older technology. SSD is your solid state drive is your new technology. Okay, so you first of all you save money, right, and then you use it for the streaming workload. And cold SSD is again you save the more money, okay, less frequently, less access workload. So between normally you have these all kind of flavor to use it. So that is it is all about your EBS, and we'll go to the next chapter of EC2 after this. Okay, thank you.